I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is April 14, Tuesday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So, whoa, what we got here? 1 second here. Jeez. Who's ready to witness this greatness, man? I'm letting you know, guys. I'm just letting you know what I shared with you yesterday in that video is I never show anyone it. Go ahead and back test it. That secret that I showed you, that grid. I'm letting you know right now. I don't want to show anyone. I don't want no one to know about it. Maybe no one on earth has ever written a book about it or explained it or showed it that way. And if someone does, then, well, mine is, I've documented it April 13th, 2026. That's yesterday. And I don't think you understand. But anyways, getting right to the video, talked about coming back to that, going up to that, sealing that inefficiency and going up for the liquidity there. And we did that. So this was an option too. Like this was more the 15-year. Higher, just simple higher high and higher lows. I talked about this kind of manipulation where we would ran it and then come underneath this. But remember, we already came and took those guys out. So they gapped down and did it like little bitches, right? And then they shot up. All right. And then here you can see I talked about, if we were going to be like really bearish, then, like if it was more like the 30-year and it just kicked in out of nowhere, I talked about that too, but that didn't happen either. But what do they all have in common? Generally speaking, it's coming for this inefficiency and to squeeze up more sellers, dude. There's nothing else. And should I do it? I'm gonna show you all the predictions that I did in the past month, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember those, dude. Sick. So if you want to stick around and watch it, well, I'm gonna show you in a second. But to keep this simple, again, with the experience, knowing that this can be like obviously a bottom that we drew here. You'll see that I drew it, obviously, where is that? Here? Yeah, remember this. Obviously, you remember this, pulling up. But what's the point of this? The point of this is that you understand that with the experience levels that kicks in, we've rated to the bottom, we've done a good job, and just a beautiful push fucking leg to wipe out all these sellers. And then you understand that, okay, we have structure involved, high, higher, low. This high and this higher low, and then this high, and it fans out. So it's kind of like a base here, expansion, and then another base. And then expansion down real quick to get into this imbalance. A base. Expands, okay, base. Consolidation. You call it whatever you want. I'll call it consolidation. Expansion, consolidation, and it stays together. And then now it's in an expansion phase, right? So, understanding these phases is very helpful. Plus, when I'm climbing up, I'm using these levels, obviously, like with the daily and the weekly gaps. So as you can see here, I've talked about this being used as an inversion, like a 1-minute chart. It's a daily, but I'm pointing it on a 1 hour, and that top quadrant held that price, right? Coming in, and then X marks the spot. Notice that they don't do the breakout areas, but they're coming back. See, they didn't hit the breakout area, but they don't want to hit the breakout area on purpose. But what's the point is that they squeezed it. Later, this can be, eventually if you're coming down, this should be all targets, right? But right now we're going up. So very similar to this right here. So let me just draw that like right here, like this area right here. See that? So it's like a breakout, but they're squeezing as much as they can, and then that's pretty much it. And you get this. You've been following. Here's a little speaker there. Okay, cool. They do that. Now we'll probably get one up here. But what was the purpose of today is Monday was already a bullish day. And then now when I made the video yesterday, we were already, we closed and we damn near tagged it. And then, they start to play around on this daily bearish imbalance. This is the February 4th one that's sitting there, right? So just like back to what I was saying, coming back into a daily imbalance. It's a daily level, weekly level, leaves the weekly level, goes straight past these two levels, and then, lingers into that gap, and then, using the in-between daily bearish imbalance, and then we use it as support pretty much. We go through it this way, and now when we go through it, we expect, if you expect it to hit the 50, you might not get that. It didn't happen. What did it do? It just laid on that 25 quadrant, though. Laid on that top 25 quadrant, dude, right there. got to the top, and then took off to expand what? To take out some more liquidity to the left. If you go now into a smaller time frame, before I even get there, you can see the projections that I got here. Talked about this -3.5 to 4. Said it yesterday in yesterday's video. Yeah, it's an hour. I'm giving you the best shit ever for free. 2.5 to 2 to 2.5 right here. And that was part of the issue today for me, was that, we were already tagging that area. So it was like, the objective is already met. So, but we know that they love to push up and continue to take out more sellers to the left. Anyways, there's that. And then, I'll get into these little two lines right here. These are pretty much just gaps. And then here I did this projection from when we gap down. So that low to that high, I projected it up, and then, you can see the -1 to 1.5 here, and we're inside that now. So now that I've shown you that, I can explain the rest. As far as going to the left more, I'll just explain what that is now. Even you'll see that it's just there's some gaps there. So let me open it up. This is all the way from the date of February 3rd and February 2nd, Monday, which just happens to be the beginning of that month. And then we get into the first imbalances up there too. But you can't see that on this contract, on this chart, because the contract has changed, and you'll see it on the continuous contract. But anyways, point is that they're just simple gaps right there, right? They have a gap right there, right? Volume imbalance right there, and right there too, right? Why am I highlighting them? Oh, well, I mean, the point is, while you're going up, you're taking out liquidity and you want to seal gaps. So, this is a gap fill of this imbalance once it seals it, and then happens to be a gap there. So I'm just dragging it across. You'll see how we hit it there nicely. Well, I'm sorry, that was this gap here. And then this lower gap is right here, actually. But it's semantics. Just follow what I'm saying. While the price is going up, I'm looking at these levels. So I'm like, okay, well, here's an imbalance and there's an imbalance, right? So we know it's sealing. The algorithm is hunting for liquidity and imbalance, right? So this is just dragged across, and then here, that's also dragged across with that gap, and then you can see this imbalance right here. Now, I didn't drag it out, but I understand that while we're going up, we're eating inside that, right? So if I was to just do this and then just draw it right across, that would be that 4-hour imbalance, right? Because obviously on the daily, you can't see that. It's in here. You can't see it. On the daily, there is no imbalance right there, right? But on this 4-hour, you'll see that. So it's not that serious. But what's the value in it? What's the point? Well, we're going beyond our levels. What's above, right? So we know that we can come in here, and if I had this quadded, you'll see that we're probably using it as well. But it's what I use today also is the average daily range. So I knew that when the average daily range was 500 and I think it was 520 points, whatever. Let's just say 500 points, just to fucking make it simple. What was our low today? When we go sideways like this, it's either going to be a reversal profile or it's going to be a bullish buy day, right? So in that case, to keep this really simple, I said yesterday was a classic buy day, didn't I? Well, today was also a classic buy day. If you watched yesterday's video, I said that it's either going, my favorite model of buying is either a dump pump and then it turns into a buy, sell, buy. You remember that in that fucking video yesterday? I put it in that video yesterday. Well, instead of it coming down and then buy, sell, buy, okay? I said that it can just buy straight the fuck up and then turn buy, sell, buy. All right, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, right? Do you remember? I know you remember. Look familiar to you? Right? Oh, I should have drew another high. I don't know why I didn't draw a fucking another high. My goodness. Remember that? You remember this yesterday in the video? You remember? How do I know that? Because that's what it does. This is me not making it difficult. It may look difficult on my chart, but you want to look past all this shit, and I just want to see this. I mean, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful channel up. I mean, So, anyways, point is that this is laying on that 25 quadrant. I need to make it thicker. I'll make it thicker for you. And then there you go. So you can see us. You see us on there. All right, bam. Look at that bitch. Bam. Hitting it here. Right there. Right there, right there. Bouncing. Daily open here. Shoots straight through. Not coming back. This is me. This is it sealing that gap right here. So when the price was here pre 930, it was obviously this was 5 something. You know, why do you think it when it got here to 830, not 830, 757, it shot straight through, right? Sealing it, right? Not sealing it, yeah, pretty much sealing it. Yeah, putting a price down there because there was no price there. Remember, it was absolutely nothing. So that's why I have it moved to the side now. It's not important for me that much anymore. It really isn't. So I don't need it. I'm going to delete it now in front of you because that has been accomplished. And I've had it on my chart. I've had it on my chart all this time. I've had it all this time, all the way since I made this video February 23rd. You didn't see it yet. Nope. I had it. Once we made that gap, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days later. So this is March 9th. So let's just say the beginning of March. Right? I was talking about this with that gap right there. See that? See that level right there? All right. And then it was still on my chart. And I talked about it yesterday. That's why I keep them on my shit. So I just deleted it. Okay. Let's move forward to this fire. I just projected this little, I'm going to move this back out because this is not important right now. Okay. And then I'm just projecting the last high and low before we push through. So if it's an open and a wick, low, high, close, right? Like an A and D, right? I'm just measuring this little one, and you can see 3.5 to 4 is here. Got nothing to do with this gap, but or does it? It's a -4 sitting right inside that gap, that first gap that it hits. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that I'm analyzing. It's not a big deal, right? I'm having fun. Even I'm just checking it out. I'm not saying having fun because I'm, totally random stuff I'm picking or anything. And then here you can see I have this low here, which is right before 930, and then that high here at 830 with the PMI data high that they created early. Again, going sideways, beautiful. When 850 to 910 macro is a little flat, you'll see that means that generally speaking, 930 is gonna really push off and ping pong or really impulse and expand, right? And then you see that happening here. So that's this projection here, and then you can see I'm measuring this wick. Okay, now I'm getting into the video. I'm measuring this wick here. You see 50% right there. I'll only have that. I don't have it quadded and eighth and all that shit. Point is 930. I just told you about the buy, sell, buy, right? As yesterday. Well, it did that. It wasn't coming back in here. It was already above this bearish daily imbalance. It was already above. So it's already went through it. And if you watch yesterday's video to the end, I said, watch when we ticked, not to the end, when we ticked that 50%. Remember, I was like, boom, bitch, we hit that 50% because I was talking about hitting that 50%. What happened after that? Notice how we shot right through. That was a signal. That was right there saying that we weren't coming back. Why? Because of the strength going through that level, trying to be incognito. But it hit it. I don't have to show you, do I? Remember? Right here. Right there, buddy. Remember? Bink. You remember? I did it live in the fucking video, and then it ran right through. Look at it. Doesn't it look interesting? How that's the only fucking major candle right here, and then the rest is just all this bullshit. Notice the language. It's happening right there. Oh, because they know they hit that bitch. Anyways, I won't get into it. What's the point? Is that it's not. It could come back. It's a breakout level, but who's buying this? It's very difficult to push buy here. Look how they're slithering up. Would you want to buy right there? Fuck no, because you think it's going to come down. What's the point, though? The point is they're getting away with it. They're getting away with this leg moving up. That's what they're doing. It's very simple. You see that. You know that. I don't even have to explain that, right? So that's happening there. Point is that when you get this type of situation, they're in a rush. As you know, to make a long story short, they're obviously in a rush to squeeze. Because let me tell you something, the guy who's selling right here and here cannot believe what's happening right now. All the bears here, they're in their cells. It's bears and bulls against the algorithm. Remember that. Just they're putting the buyers on display. They're putting the buyers involved. because right now there's no sellers involved here anymore, except for the ones up here, right? So anyways, they're rushing to get them. It's very simple. And then that's that language. So that's what's happening there. So anyways, you can see we hit the 25%, then we're gone, and then now we're pretty much going to stay above in the upper quadrant, and then now this is the last time it's in the quadrant. It's gone. All right, 9:30. Now I'm starting the video all over again. There's no way to make this fucking shorter. You can see all this, right? Right. Boom. Remember that 50 from yesterday? Ha. So it doesn't come back in, go sideways on that 25% quadrant, and then we get the buy, sell, buy. So now you get this here. Price pushes up immediately. The only way you're going to get involved is if you're already in, which is not likely. You can push buy as soon as it crosses this candle. Notice how they make lower highs in here so they can ram it. It's a high. This is already, what do you have before 9:30 even starts? You already have a higher low and you have a higher high here. You already have that on the chart. So if you don't make it simple, what did it do? It retraced and it just slightly took out this guy and this guy and this guy, like an equal almost. And then they left this guy alone. This guy, they saved his fucking life right there. See that guy? See the point? What's the point? Is that no one wants to also buy this either. So when it's momentum, now you have momentum traders kicking in, retail traders are chasing this, whatever. It's fine. Point is that you get some drives up, reaches here, right? Overbought here, and then you get your first higher high. Retraces back where? Into this down candle. This down candle is an order block. It's a demand block. It's a bullish. It's a bullish tool to buy again. Notice how it doesn't break that low again, right? It stays inside that candle, and generally the open or the top is where you want to measure, or it can hit the wick. In this case, it hit the wick. What's the point? It's also, I'm flipping this inversed wick, and then 50% is pretty much right there, right? And it's just like, X marks the spot for the buy. Not going to come any deeper. If it did, you want to grade this wick, and then it's not likely going to come up in here, right? So, okay, that's it. So that's your high. So your buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, okay, if that's the case, you're maneuvering. Hey, listen, if you're new, you might have seen me already murder, buys and sells constantly like this. If you've been watching for a while, you know that already. There's no question. But this is the explanation for you here, and then you have your first imbalance here. With the first imbalance here being up here and you being bullish, then that means you should have an inkling telling you that most likely that this is going to be an inversion. It's going to be used as an inversion later, because we're not bearish. The first imbalance here didn't create, and then I'm not looking to catch a sell for it to come lower. Right? So if that's the case, then when this pushes up and it goes through it, it just goes through it. If it goes through, it's obviously really bullish. So your narrative is already there. Everything we're talking about is already there, right? And it's a bullish day with, remember that before I forget, that the average daily range was 500 points. At the low here, what is this? 25,560. Let's just say 550. All right, 25,550. What would be 500 more points after that? It would be 26,000, right? And it'd be 26,050, right? So what if what's the price right now? What does it say on the screen? 25,994, right? So what doesn't that mean it's up here, right? So you add that with you can use projections, you can use what I just, I was looking at those levels on the gaps. You could pull this over where it's 50%. We haven't hit that yet. And vice versa, right? So look how beautiful that is. That's not making it complicating at all. That's not. Okay? I'm going to go into it in a second. Hold on. So buying underneath that area is still a good sign to be involved and or to hold, right? So however you do it, or full pull all the way to it. Who's willing to hold it? Who wants to buy up here and hold all the way up here? You're too scared that it's going to come down. No, it's not. It's actually just going to keep going. It's just like, I'm not going to fight it, and I don't give a fuck if it wants to just keep going up or keep going down, right? Think about that. You just relax. You didn't miss nothing, miss out on anything. You just follow these technicals: buy, sell, buy. So here's another buy up here, and then makes another failed high here, and then creates this bearish imbalance, sells from it. It's just retracing. What is it doing right here? It's trying to, this was a breakout area. So this was a high, and then we broke through it. So it's coming back a little bit deeper, right? Just to get the late buyers right here, right? And then once it made that buy, it came up. Now it's coming back in. Why? Because once it left this again, it's like, okay, it's buying. So it's trying to delay and delay gratification and time to store. So it comes back. And you see this wick right here? See how it stretches? It's just, all right, stress. Kill him. Get it, kill it. Wipe them out. Ah, pop back in. That's what they're literally saying. I'm going to try to stretch as much as I can. Come back in. Get some drives here, right? And then now the bodies stay inside that first imbalance. There's your next buy. So, right? And then what do? We come right back up. We close above the 50%. This next one also fucking gone. And then there's your gist right there. Very simple. Bodies even stayed inside this. I didn't draw it. There's a little bearish. There's a little bullish imbalance. I'm gonna move this one here. Just kind of like X marks the spot. See that? Boom. Bounce on the 50. Notice how it bounces on that 50 of this shit right here. See that? All right. This down candle here, and then also these two down candles. Same idea. So change delivery with this closure. When we pop right in, that's an entry as well, right? We're using the down candles as an order block. Pushing up, getting to that 50, comes above it, boom, bounces it as a support. Then you get, so you have buy, sell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? You're in 5 here with this expansion. And then I also measured this just for fun here. I measured this. You don't see it on this chart on the 15 minute, but this is on the 1 minute. You can see I got 1 and 1.5, 2 to 2.5 is here. I have, and then back to this measurement from this high, data high. It's a data high, so we're also going above it. Also signifying, now, sometimes you think, oh, 830, it rated. Shouldn't it be selling down all the way in here? Well, listen, it should, it could. It doesn't matter if it does. Just know that wherever the price is going is where it's going. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to be smart. You can be smart still using this as a target because that's a data high, right? And we're bullish. So cool. So then pushing up for the expansion, makes the high here with this little bullshit speaker, and then retraces deep. When London close is kicking in, now it's retracing back for some higher lows that were made after 10 o'clock. The 4-hour candles are all bullish, so it's you're just looking for the next 4-hour candle. If this was a 1 minute chart, which is a 1 minute, if this is a one minute chart on this 4-hour, I would be dragging my stop loss per candle, right? Just literally, you can even do that with the 1 minute. That's what's with the 1 hour. That's what's lovely about understanding the language. Notice the language. Notice this is going sideways. When you see that shit is just it's a language to say that we're obviously using time distortion to pause, but it's in those key levels that we're talking about here. And it's that day high, right? And it's just part of the language. So when you see that language, you can generally speaking see instead of big stupid candles, you'll see they're very small. You can drag your stop loss on the 1 hour too, right? Anyways, that's a little side note. But point is that when it retraces, taking that low and that low, sweeped it, boom, it's still in an imbalance. I have it. The order block drawn, the two consecutive. If you put it at the open, it wouldn't have hit. If you put it at the 50% of this imbalance, it wouldn't have hit. But notice how we hit it on the top of these two consecutive candles. And we tag that guy gently. Reaches, get him, and pull back in. Now it's an oversold. It's a high chance of buying again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's retracement, 6. And the last move is 7. Notice how the last move is a birdie. Literally, there's no big pullbacks or nothing here. It's just constantly going with 1 minute candles. Are you willing to push buy on any one of these candles? All you had to do was push buy though. right? But we also understand that where can we hold this to? Well, we got the 1 and 1.5, and this little projection comes back in. Then you get to the 2, 3.5 to 4 here. Over here, you have this projection 1 and 1.5 here. You can see it. It's also in that very high probability retracement for there, and then 2 to 2.5 right there, and then holding it for the 3.5 to 4, which we did, right? Let me. Hopefully you can still see that. See 3.5 to 4 right there, and then those are those gaps. And then remember, you're coming up in here, and you're just sealing. You're just gap filling it, right? So filling the gap there, and then going to these levels. You can quad these levels, and and we got to 26,000 beautifully. Called it when I was first starting the day. I was like, if it's average daily range of 500 points, then right here, 26,000 to 26,050 would be the area to go to. We still have 20 minutes, and you know what's funny? Watch them still come to 25,050, 26,005, 26,050. It doesn't matter. Here's the 50% of that. Whatever. It don't fucking matter, bro. So when it comes here, you can see the 150 macro reverses it or retraces it to get these guys right here, and then get to this breakout area right here. This is also a breakout area too, right? So sorry, I know you can't see it, but this whole idea of retracing is a breakout area. So highs pushing back. So I could have put the line right here. It's the same logic, dude. It's just they're all nested. It's just nested. So you'll see that that high when we bust above it. Real simple, right? So now they're so why do you think they're making it really easy? Because it's in a way it's easy. Why do you think they would do that? Because no one wants to buy up here. They got to get people involved here, right? So you take that to your advantage. Right? Oh no, let me just leave it like that. That's fine. So anyways, fucking fire, bro. All right. So we had the 3.5 to 4 on the higher time frame, and then the 2 to 2.5 here. And notice we are knocking. Notice the 4. I'm sorry, you're like, I can't see it, dude. That's a -4 right there. That -4. Let me just fire. Do what I do here, bro. You see a -4 right there. It's laying on that 50%. God, I'm not gonna call this right now. I should, but I mean, man, I want to move forward. But fire here, bro. Fire. I'm gonna delete this anyway. Do you think that's a coincidence from selling right there? No, I was able to catch this sell too. See this right here? All right, let me get out of this. See how coincidence, huh? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. So man. All right, I'm gonna show you all the track records in a second. If you're still watching here, hold on. We had higher lows here with S&P, lower lows there, lower lows there. We had a little divergence right there. It pulled us back, and then we had a little divergence right there on Nasdaq, kept us pushing back up for one of those extra sequence moves. And then once we came down here, Nas swept that guy, and then we had higher lows right there. So a nice buy again to continue. And moving forward, VIX, high manipulation involved. You can see that. How does that look like? Well, when we're pushing up constantly, they know they're stretching, so they know they're manipulating. They know they're getting away with it, right? And it's like there's nothing you can fucking do unless be a part of it or just sit on the sidelines. So I'm saying all that to say this: with the VIX here, notice how the price is making kind of higher highs and higher lows, popping up while we're still popping up. So they're kind of like they're manipulating the data. So if I was to go to like a 1 hour, for example, like you'll see that we're down here, and that whole day just did this, and we had room to push up. But what is that doing? They know that people use this. They know that people know how to use this, and they benefit a lot from it. But a moment like this, while they're stretching, this is a perfect moment when this is full of shit. Where if we, as we've been grinding up this whole time, we should have made a new low here. We should be this should be down here, but notice how they're knocking, and it's just like they're trying to keep the price. Hey, it is still down here, so it's valid as an excuse. You get what I'm saying? I think you know I think you get what I'm saying. And then dollar still trickling down as well, so that helps the fact. And then that's why I was drawing this, because of what is this? It's just It's a liquidity imbalance and a breakout area here. So now we're just slowly digging back in to the people who were, who have been selling on, forex and all that bullshit, right? Okay, so you see, again with the new high here, beautiful. Busted through there, and then again just slowly eating to the left, dude. That's it. One of the most beautiful legs I've seen. This when I first experienced a leg like this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. When I first seen this type of leg, it was on Dow. Not first time, but I mean, you had it in COVID, obviously. But this move here, these two moves here, and down. This shit was just beautiful. But that's kind of like what that is. So basically, in the future, my next comment is, are we going to sell off in May to do a retracement here? As we're pushing up strong. Notice how they just kept pushing up strong. For us to be bearish, it shouldn't be up this high at all, bro. I think they can say whatever they want about how resilient the market is. It's not about. This is a good sign. I'm gonna take this as a good sign because I don't want the price action to sink all the way down. You guys want to keep going up for the next 100 years, dude? I will buy it for the next 100 years, bro. Like, it's no problem. We could do retraces and all that shit. It's no problem. So just keep it simple. No ego involved. Not married to nothing. Just hey, be thankful to have the skill and you're fucking killing it. So here's the example I just made yesterday as well. So today we didn't just buy, sell, buy. Today we just bought straight up first and buy, sell, buy. Here, this was like yesterday. They dump first, then the buy, sell, buy. You heard it here, baby. No one's ever explained that on the internet like this. This is me explaining it. Okay, cool. All right, hope you're enjoying it. And then, and as you can see, already, what the fuck is that? What? The amount of days it took to get up here is like 10 days. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 11th day. This motherfucker's all these days. And to be honest, this is, look at that shit there. Wow. And what does this like? You're going to remember this. This is beautiful. Even if it has to happen in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, I don't give a fuck what years. You have the experience here. And what does the anatomy of this leg look like? A double bottom. I fucking drew it, bro. I drew it right there. Let me show you the fire. Remember this? I talked about this. We would pop up into here and take out this guy. This is that February 4th imbalance. Remember? Okay, so I would say we would pop up in here. We take those guys out. I want to make a new low. This is February 23rd. You fast forward, we played around a little bit longer, and then we ended up, here's the proof of me making that new low, which this was that low. So I'm talking about coming into this low here, these lows, making that new low, getting into what? Remember this over here that I drew with that liquidity that we rammed, remember those higher lows, that breakout area? Yeah. So, and then you can see it here, drawing. Remember, we switched contracts, so now you're seeing me draw it again here. And then we took out those lows. Okay, cool. Now the price went up. Okay, now from here, I drew this. I want an internal low and an internal lower high, and then I want to roll over for the rest of the liquidity, which is what? We haven't even hit these yet on the top left. Remember that? We haven't even hit that yet. All right, cool. What does it do? It's exaggerated. I made the video right there. All right, they did the little gap on some bullshit. This is that video that I made right there, and then you can see it. This is when I made it right there, as you can see. So what did we do? Well, we made a couple highs still. We made a couple highs. We transitioned for 2 days. We made an internal low. Yes, it was deep. Yeah, it ended up coming deeper, and then it went up for a deeper lower high. This is what it is. Deeper lower low, deeper lower high, and then roll over. I'm about to tell you that I'm going to cross over into those levels. And this is all proof. This is all screenshotted. What was consisting of that movement? Internal legs, lower low, lower highs to that internal main low, and then higher highs and higher lows into that internal lower high. You got it? Okay, we left that daily imbalance. We rolled right through. I'm taking the picture here to tell you that I want to come down, and this is me predicting that Trump thing again, popping down and pop all the way back up. Remember? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I just made that video. I just made that picture in the video right there, right? And then that's what? Right here. Whoops. Yeah, that's right here. Okay. crossed over. We were eating into those levels as we discussed, and then I didn't draw that line here, remember, but it was still highlighted. All right, and then and to come in lower, and then we popped all the way back up. Right, so I drew it coming down and then coming back up to eat some liquidity to the left here. Look, we did that. We dropped and we came back. This was that Trump bullshit. Okay, caught their ass. I can prove this is a scam. Then they popped up to get these sellers here, and then I made the video here. I said another internal low and internal lower high. What did we do? What did we do? We did it right here, right here. All right, so internal low, internal lower high, lower lows in coming down, higher highs and higher lows coming up, but very short. They locked it right there, just one move, and then they kind of went sideways. And I sold, and I caught all this. Came down, and then I predicted this. Come down here, make a high and a higher low, and then shoot for to take out liquidity. That's what we did. We made that low there, higher high and a higher low, and then from there, I want to come and make a new high. Said I make a new high. We made a new high right here, and then I made this drawing. I said, okay, well, we can, if we don't just keep going up, well, we could retrace back into some liquidity here. So for another higher low, and then make a new high, and then eat all this shit to the left. Didn't we say that? Boom. Keeps getting better, don't it? This guy took out that internal low, right? And then swept up, gapped up. We went up here. Then from here, what did I say? I said from here, I said, well, it's either going to come below or buy from here. And then we ended up, and then to push all the way through into this 50% level that I started talking about. This area, I had that inefficiency this whole time, and here you go. Then this was yesterday, and then we didn't go up yet, right? So we bought up right here. Talked about as one of the options here. They all had that same idea of popping up into this area here, and now you see it accomplished today, buddy. I deleted it. It was over here. Remember? The purple the purple was right here. Bam. So got to it, and now we're extending this way. Beautiful, my buddy. Let somebody else show you that shit, bro. That's some fire right there, bro. All facts, all proof, all shown, right? But he also just screaming up too, to just scream out, to get some of these sellers. Why? Because when this came up and it was a wick and it popped back in, a lot of people know to sell here, right? It could be bearish. And if they didn't see it from there, then they know that as you're wicking here and there's no bodies and this is a strong bearish candle just shooting the fuck down. Okay, so what did I say earlier? Liquidity and balance, breakout area. We're coming ramming for it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Anything else I need to say? Anything else I need to say? 37 minutes. That's decent. So going from here, this is exactly what the 5-year looks like. So, right now the 5 and the 15-year are doing the same thing, but this is looking more like the 5. So, it's going to be interesting from here. Now there's new drawings here, right? So all-time highs is probably going to happen. And if it doesn't, we'll just sell from underneath there. And that will happen very soon. So it shows that the 15th, 16th, the 15th through the, let's put it this way, the 15th through the 20th shows that we top out and then we come all the way back down, which would be somewhere into here or into here. So I'll draw it. All right, so I'm going to do the 5-year first, which it looks like the 5-year. So we're constantly pushing it. We've been doing it. It's great. Yeah, no problem. Now it's like the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. I don't know. However they want to do it. Anywhere in between these next 5 fucking days, they're going to show that they want to come underneath here. All right, so so probably somewhere in here. So when you see these equal lows here, they're not equal, but they're relative. And there's people who bought and holding from here, still holding. So some shit like this, and then it's like to hold on, trust me. And then it's like it retraces higher high and higher low, getting into May, and then we dump down. We dump down, and we get a lot of this. I I mean, hey, it could even come all the way to fucking here and then bounce back up. You know, just stick with me and then shoot up. So create like some type of double bottom here, right? So now it's like the second half of May, and then it shoots up. Yeah, I'm drawing a seasonality chart for you. Is what I'm doing. All right, you saw that. All right, so that's the 5-year. The 15-year is going to be very similar to what I've already drawn here with this here. So higher high, higher low, right? Just consistent, right? And then I'll draw it here. So this is still buying. So we are the 14th. So yeah, we get like a little small pullback right here, nothing big. And then we do another higher high, and then we do another pullback, and then we top out like on the 24th or 5th type of shit. We're getting into May. All right, the beginning of May is here. Does May raid it or not? May raids, and then does a retrace. Hold on. Going into now the second part of May, and then it buys back up for a new high, because we're always bullish, right? What I make this the 14th. So that's kind of the range that I mean, to me, I think April and is a great month, obviously, and is and then May is good if you understand the pullback and then the expansion after that, and then June is a little sideways, and then July is just straight up, right? So there's just seasonality in the months that obviously we wait all year for, and you can prepare yourself to enter, just like getting into this buys here and holding, right? And that's it. I mean, I don't. What? I mean, I showed you all that fire, dude. And man, if you were, well, I'm gonna slip this in. I don't want you to show nobody this. I mean, I shouldn't even talk about it, right? I don't think I should bring this up. Because somebody else, maybe one day, will bring it up or will expose this. But I've got it locked down. I've copywritten it. I've done all that. So you look foolish if you want to pretend that you invented it. If you try to show this to somebody, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't show nobody it. I don't want to show nobody this. So, excuse me. Get some water. Yeah, I mean, I already told you in that yesterday video. You can go do the research. Go check it on a 1 hour, 4 hour. Watch how it fucking bounces. You'll see all this stuff being predicted. I don't want to pull it out. I shouldn't do it, should I? Well, you heard it here first, man. April 13th, I made it. I put it in yesterday's video. I'll do it one more time. Maybe. And then bring it up again. 43 minutes. If we go to this, where are we at here? Obviously, it's not helpful here because we just took off right off from it. Let me see if I push back. That's not going to be helpful for you. It's a 15-minute, right? It is a 15-minute. Oh, we're way up there. Hold on. That's not worth to talk about right now. Doesn't matter. That's not important. Okay, that wasn't the secret thing I was talking about either, as you know. I want to go, but I'm gonna put a 4 hour. 4 hour. Yeah, it's a 4 hour. All right. This contract open to that contract open, and then it's quadded here with the levels. Look at this. Right here is 50%. So from that level there and that level there, that's quadded here in this range. See it? Push it back right there. And so that's one full range of it, high and low. That's 50% of it. So if I put the same thing down here, you'll see that one standard deviation is right here, right? This of the grid, of this gradient. And then down here, I extended it again. So that means this would be a second standard deviation. That would be 1.5 because this is 1 and then this is 0.5, right? Where did it go to? As the low. Yeah, I figured it out. Now, somebody else maybe in the world has figured this out. I don't know. They not have told nobody, but I've never seen on the internet. No one's teaching this. No one's ever. I've got it documented here. Is someone else going to write a book about it and it's going to be coming out soon? I have no idea. I don't know. But you've never seen this anywhere, and I figured this out. All right, because what am I doing? We know that everything is equilibrium. We know that everything is getting quadded. You can eighth it. You can 30. You can even put in between these levels would be a 16th. Well, we understand it's a grid. When you know, because I came in the game knowing it was rigged. So I look at everything as if it's rigged. Well, you know, you're and in general speaking, life, everything is, you know, the flower of life. You know, the cutting the onion, the Fibonacci levels, the having a grid as far as standard deviations, right? Like all this shit. Even when you start your first trading view chart, they put all these fucking lines on it and it's like a pretend grid. It's not the real grid. It is a grid because what do we have? To the right is time and to the up and down is price, right? So we're using time, which is these levels of the first contracts. That's the open. It's open to open. It's not closed or anything like that. It's open to open. That's a specific fucking levels, right? And you'll notice that we sweep in. Dude, look at my chart. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm going to show you Trump's bullshit right here. Look at this. See this? Remember that shit? I'm going to go to a 1 hour. Here, dude, look at my shit. It's crazy. Okay, boom, hits the 50. That's when Trump talked at 7 o'clock. Boom, how do we remember? You remember, right? Boom, where did you go? So I have the quadrants here and I have the gradients here. I have the gradients on top and bottom, right? So this is just pulled over. Take a look, buddy. Bing, to the 50% perfectly. Boom, where does it close? Closes right back at that fucking eighth. Boy, take a look. Boom, bounces on that bitch. Boom, comes to the center, comes to the open, the original level. Boom, comes back to the eighth of this quadrant, of this, you know, level. Boom, back to the center, playing around. Boom. Watch this. Look at this. Watch this shit here. Don't get lost. This ain't this. Oh my God, there's so much shit. No, it's not. It's very fucking simple what I'm showing you. Take a look. Take a look. We close here on Tuesday. Look where it closed, on that 8th. Want to see something crazy? Where did this gap open? It opened on this 25% level. You think fucking buyers and sellers is doing that? Boy, your boy figured it out. Boom. Back to that old closure. Old open, I'm sorry. Open. Look at bing, 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 bing. Coming right, playing around here. Look at that little liquidity pool is on that 25%. Boom, right back to the open, back to this above 8. Now I have another quadrant above, gradient above. Watch this. Look how we closed on Friday. Where the fuck did we open? Where did we open? Yeah, your boy figured it out. Where did this open? The gap for today, of this week. Oh, you don't fucking say. You opened on this 25% level? And we bought. We went through. And what happens here? That's today. Oh, it's a frequency. It's a currency. Electricity. Zzz, leaves it. Goes to the 50. Boy, you think that's fucking random? You think that's buyers and sellers doing that? Boy, my boy, what I just showed you here, don't show nobody that, okay? This is for the person who watches and consistently learns. Where is this? 49 minutes. Boy, I don't know what else I could say. How can you use it? look back into the conversation that we talked about with quadrants, imbalances, and down candles, being on those quadrants. Just like we were teaching here in, just like we were teaching here with the opening range gaps. Using high probability levels of the eighths and all that, and smaller time frame, obviously, and high probability levels to be participating in with the macro times kicking in and all that bullshit. All right, so other than that, you guys take care. God bless.